Nicky Hawkins outside the London Stadium, West Ham fan TV. Mike, I've seen you've been getting a little bit of stick lately, mate. What did you think of Payet tonight?
Yeah, I thought best I don't say anything about Payet because otherwise I'll have like every West Ham fan like who wants to stand behind their keyboard and their phone and stuff like saying stuff to me.
No, but listen,
Look,
positive. We beat
obviously,
Chelsea.
I'm absolutely over the moon.
Yeah.
I'm over the moon. That's the best we've played all season so far, and I think that could give us now the springboard to now go on to if that transpires into onto our league performances, then that's only going to help us. I mean, we needed a performance like that, really.
Is that what the stadium needed? A performance like that, like
I think so.
London Derby under the lights.
Yeah.
The place was rocking. wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there wasn't.
Before you go, I reckon that stadium's just woken up.
Yeah.
I reckon this is it now. I reckon that was something special, and I've seen all the games, and I reckon that is just woken up.
Yeah. I agree with that, mate. Yeah.
I could agree with that. Yeah. I think I'd go with that because I mean the atmosphere was absolutely rocking tonight. Absolutely rocking. From us singing Bubbles, from like cheering the players, like coming out at the beginning and during the game, and just I mean, it's very very hard to find any fault in anything. I think the only really bad thing about today was the fact that we conceded a really sloppy goal at the end, but that shouldn't take away the gloss of what was a great team performance.
They worked really hard though, didn't they, tonight, the boys?
Absolutely. I think the difference between the two sides, to me personally, was the midfield.
Yeah.
I think we bossed that midfield like anything because I've not seen us in a single league game so far this season boss a midfield like we did tonight. I thought Edmilson Fernandez was absolutely outstanding. He took his goal very, very well. As I say, I'm just really sort of struggling to find any sort of criticism, any sort of bad thing to say about us tonight. I thought Payet had really good game. Noble was looked like almost like he was back to himself, really sort of putting the tackles in.
Aubameyang was brilliant.
Do you know what? Since he's been put back in the side, absolutely brilliant. It sort of makes you scratch your head and wonder, and you think like, why has he been? Yeah, I mean, he made so many substitute appearances last season, and every time he played last season, he acquitted himself well. And this season, since he's been brought back into the side, I don't believe we've dropped any points. I think I'm right in saying that.
No, I think you're right, mate.
And he looks really good in midfield. Kouyaté looked a bit better tonight as well, I thought. So I mean, so many more positives than negatives to take out tonight. I mean, Figuli, when he came on, obviously I don't want to go on and say we're world beaters because we ain't world beaters at the end of the day. But there's a lot of positives to take, and I think at the moment, the way that our season started to where we are now, we needed a positive, and that tonight was a massive positive.
Did the new signings start to settle a little bit now, and the changing room starting to settle a little bit? Do you think?
I think there was never. I mean, I did have doubts about whether Bilic had lost the dressing room. I myself, this is not a reflection, I'm going to say this now, this is not a reflection of West Ham Fan TV, this is what I think, this is what Michael thinks. I don't think Bilic should go because at the end of the day, he showed last season what he could do. He's got such a great side. We said this before, that not a lot has changed from last season. If anything, I mean, it's more or less like the same players with a few additions, obviously down to injuries and stuff like that. But I mean, when Figuli, when he came on today, I thought he was, going for every ball and going in for the challenges.
Committed.
And yeah. And I mean, when we played Antonio, I think I'm right in saying this, is like almost a false nine. Yeah. And I think it worked. Yeah. It absolutely worked.
It did work. We won.
Yeah, it worked. I mean, absolutely over the moon. I'm hoping, I mean, obviously Everton will have had more days off now by the time we play Everton on Sunday. They'll have had a whole week off, whereas we'd have had, 4 days off between now and Sunday. I think that could actually work in our favour because we're now up to match speed. I think I was saying to someone who's sitting near me tonight, basically I think the difference between this season and last season is the fact that the reason why we started our Premier League season last season so well was because of the fact that all the Europa League games that we were playing were basically our pre-season. Yeah. So we didn't really need to play pre-season, and they were really good games to get our fitness up and the performance levels. And I think that was, like really important. So I think that's the main difference between this and last season. I think obviously everyone's really disappointed that we didn't go through against Astra earlier in a few months ago. But I think it could be a blessing in disguise. Yeah, I think it could be a blessing in disguise. But yeah, I think, on Sunday, I think we shouldn't go to Goodison Park fearing at all. I think we should go out, should play with freedom. I think we should play the same system that we played tonight. Absolutely
Stop
great.
Lukaku from scoring.
Yeah, well, obviously Lukaku, it's a given that he's always going to score against West Ham. But if you go back to last season when Adrian sort of saved his penalty, and that was the turning point in the game last season. I wasn't there, but I saw it all, and that was a turning point. And I think Everton make themselves out to be something. I think personally, Everton are making themselves out to be something that they're not. I'm not saying they're not a big club, but I'm saying I think they're trying to almost do an us where they're trying to run before they can walk, trying to make too much progress too quickly. And I think their fans have got to be careful what they wish for as well. But obviously, as I say, tonight's result, I think the most important thing, if we can take tonight's result and transform that onto the pitch at Goodison Park on Sunday, and come, when the game, come full time on Sunday. If we come away with a point, I'll be quite happy. If we come away with a win, I'll be absolutely ecstatic. Yeah.
All right, brilliant, Mike. Thanks for joining us, mate. Cheers
Nicky.
mate. Thanks a lot.
Very much.
Cheers.